General Michael Hayden, thanks for joining me on Upfront. In your new book, Playing to the Edge, you say the Senate Intelligence Committee report on the CIA's detention and interrogation program, what many call the Senate torture report, you say it's not dispassionate, it's partisan, it's a calumny, a, quote, unrelenting prosecutorial screed. I wonder, is your rather harsh assessment of it anything to do with the fact that that report, I think it's the longest report a Senate committee has ever produced, 6,700 pages, 35,000 footnotes. It contains an entire annex at the end outlining more than 30 different inaccurate statements that they say you made to the committee about CIA interrogations, from the number of detainees to the backgrounds of the interrogators. They basically suggest that you lied to them. Repeatedly.
Allegedly inaccurate statements. And what this was, Mitch, it was my going up to the committee for the first time, going what I would call full Monty to all the members of the Intelligence Committee. So I took on the burden of going up there and presenting the program. Now, I freely admit in the book, I'm doing history. I'm doing this, actually, the Senate meeting you talked about is in 2007. So I'm actually reporting on things that happened at the agency 5 years earlier, and actually 3.5 years before I became director.
So you're saying I got some things wrong?
I freely admit that I got some things wrong, but I also
But they suggest you were trying to mislead them.
No, why would I mislead them? I'm the one arguing that we've got to tell these guys.
But this Senate report was damning. It said the CIA, not just you, but the CIA misled Congress over many years.
Actually, it says a lot of
brutal
things.
Yes, it does. Yeah. It talks about brutal interrogations. Senator John McCain, former Republican presidential candidate, Republican hawkish senator, former prisoner of war, knows more about torture than probably you or me. He said on the floor of the Senate when the report was published that it was a thorough and thoughtful study of practices that not only failed their purposes to secure actionable intelligence, but actually damaged our security interests as well as our reputation as a force for good in the world. Was John McCain being partisan too? He's a Republican.
Well, John McCain was speaking from his heart. But when I say it's partisan, I mean it's truly partisan, because the report you're referring to was pushed out the door shortly before Congress changed hands. And it was pushed out the door with a companion report from the Republicans on the Senate Intelligence Committee that challenges just about all of the conclusions you find in the Democrat report. That's the definition of partisan.
Well, it wasn't a Democrat report. It was the majority Senate committee report. The fact that some Republicans...
And it was shoved out the door because that was their last days as being the majority. So
they would say they were trying to publish it for a long time and were being blocked by the White House. Let's just deal with the content of the report, to be short. You said on interrogations that there are certain things that are clearly permissible, and then there are a bunch of things in the middle, there are grey areas. Was it clearly permissible, in your view, for CIA interrogators to use a cordless drill and play Russian roulette with a gun to intimidate and threaten a detainee at a CIA black site? Was that clearly permissible?
Absolutely not. It was not permissible.
Was that torture?
Well, it was illegal.
Was it torture is my question.
Look, torture is a narrowly defined legal term. I'm not a lawyer. I won't get into it. It was wrong. It was operationally wrong. It was ethically wrong.
Was it a crime?
And it was, yes, I think it was.
So the person who used the Russian roulette and the drill, she should have been prosecuted, because they haven't been.
Well, that was because we turned the information over to the Department of Justice. Our hands were free and turned over to career prosecutors.
And you are now a private citizen who's written a book about it, entire chapters about it.
Yes.
Should the person have used a cordless drill, should he have been prosecuted?
He should have been punished. Look, there are a range of views as to what level the punishment should be.
What's your view?
We gave it to Justice. Before CIA, before I got there. We gave the information to Justice. They took a while to study it. Career prosecutors decided not to prosecute, returned the information to CIA, and CIA then took administrative action. Again, Mehdi, this is all before I arrived.